Like and subscribe for more content.
The initial excitement of securing employment and establishing a foothold in a new country gradually gives way to the more complex matter of navigating the immigration system. One of the most significant milestones on this journey is obtaining a green card, the coveted document that grants permanent residency in the United States. Understanding the various pathways to securing a green card is crucial, and the process, while often intricate, can be navigated with careful planning and sound legal advice. The most common routes to permanent residency fall broadly under three categories: family-based immigration, employment-based immigration, and other categories, which include asylum, refugee status, and certain special immigrant visas. Each category presents its own unique set of requirements, complexities, and potential hurdles. Let's begin with family-based immigration. This pathway allows U.S. citizens and permanent residents to sponsor eligible relatives for green cards. However, the process is highly dependent on the relationship between the sponsor and the beneficiary, and the specific immigration quotas and wait times assigned to each family preference category. Immediate relatives of U.S. citizens, such as spouses, unmarried children under 21, and parents of U.S. citizens over 21, generally face shorter processing times than other family members. Other relatives, such as married children, siblings, and other extended family members, fall into various preference categories, each with its own wait times, which can span several years or even decades in some cases. Navigating the intricacies of family-based petitions requires meticulous attention to detail. A seemingly minor error in the application, such as an incorrect date or a missing document, can lead to delays, requests for further evidence, or even outright denial. The supporting documentation required for these petitions is substantial, ranging from birth certificates and marriage certificates to financial statements demonstrating the sponsor's ability to support the relative financially. Furthermore, sponsors must meet certain income requirements to prove they can financially support their relative without becoming a public charge. The financial aspect of sponsorship is often underestimated, and applicants need to thoroughly understand the criteria to avoid unexpected setbacks. The complexity is further amplified by the ever-changing immigration laws and policies. These regulations are regularly updated, making it challenging for individuals to keep abreast of the latest requirements. Consulting with an experienced immigration attorney is therefore highly recommended. They can provide personalized guidance and ensure that applications are completed accurately and efficiently, significantly increasing the likelihood of a successful outcome. Employment-based immigration offers another route to a green card. This pathway caters to individuals with in-demand skills and expertise, allowing employers to petition for their foreign employees. Several preference categories exist under this system, ranging from those requiring extraordinary abilities or exceptional achievements to those needing skilled or unskilled labor. Each category has its own specific requirements, making it crucial to understand the nuances of the chosen category. Individuals seeking a green card through employment often navigate a complex process involving labor certifications, which require demonstration of a lack of qualified U.S. workers to fill a particular position. The employer is responsible for filing these certifications, and the process involves detailed documentation of the job's requirements, the recruitment efforts made to find qualified U.S. workers, and justification for the need to hire a foreign worker. The entire process, from filing the labor certification to securing the green card, can be time-consuming, often taking several years. Successfully navigating employment-based immigration requires not only expertise in immigration law, but also a deep understanding of labor market regulations. Many individuals seeking employment-based green cards work with immigration attorneys and employer-sponsored legal teams to ensure compliance with all regulations. The employer's role in the process is significant, and their commitment and proper legal representation are vital to the success of the application. Beyond family-based and employment-based immigration, other avenues exist for acquiring a green card. Asylum seekers and refugees fleeing persecution in their home countries can apply for a green card after a certain period of time. This process involves demonstrating a well-founded fear of persecution based on race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or membership in a particular social group. The asylum process is rigorous and involves detailed documentation of the applicant's experiences and credible fear of returning to their home country. Refugees, on the other hand, are individuals who have already been granted refugee status by the United Nations or another country and who are resettled in the U.S. They may be eligible to apply for a green card after residing in the U.S. for 1 year. The process for both asylum seekers and refugees requires careful documentation and strong legal representation to successfully navigate the complexities of the system. Other special immigrant visas, such as those for religious workers, certain investors, and victims of human trafficking, also provide pathways to permanent residency. Each category has its own specific criteria, requirements, and processes. Regardless of the chosen pathway, obtaining a green card is a lengthy and complex undertaking. It requires thorough preparation, meticulous attention to detail, and often the assistance of experienced immigration attorneys. The process can be emotionally and financially demanding, and navigating it without professional guidance can significantly increase the risk of delays, denials, or other unforeseen complications. Understanding the specifics of each category, the applicable laws and regulations, and potential pitfalls is critical to maximizing the chances of a successful outcome. The green card journey, though arduous, is a testament to the perseverance and hope of those seeking a new life in the United States, and with careful preparation and legal counsel, the dream of permanent residency can become a reality. You will need a background check from your country of origin and any other country you have resided in for a significant amount of time. Financial documents, bank statements, tax returns, pay stubs, and other documentation are crucial to proving financial stability. These documents are essential to meet financial requirements, like in the case of the I-864 Affidavit of Support. Medical examinations. You'll need to undergo a medical examination by a USCIS-designated civil surgeon. This is a critical aspect of the process and can reveal any health issues that could affect your application. Educational and employment records. Official transcripts, diplomas, and employment letters are needed to verify your credentials. Any inconsistencies in the information provided can lead to delays. Proof of address. Utility bills, bank statements, or lease agreements are used to confirm your current residence. Any gaps in address history can pose a problem and must be accounted for. Translation of documents. Any document not in English requires a certified translation by a professional translator. This ensures that the USCIS officers understand the contents accurately. The key to success is organization. Create a detailed filing system, keeping copies of every document and meticulously tracking each step of the process. Consider using a binder or digital system to organize your documents. Label everything clearly, making it easy to locate specific documents when needed. A well-organized application shows attention to detail and increases the likelihood of a smoother and quicker process. Think of your application as a narrative, a story you're telling about your life, your qualifications, and your reasons for seeking permanent residency. Each document is a chapter, adding depth and detail to your story. A well-presented, accurate, and complete application strengthens your narrative, increasing the chances of a favorable outcome. Incomplete or disorganized applications, on the other hand, weaken your narrative and increase the likelihood of delays and denials. The process may feel overwhelming, but remember that you're not alone. Immigration attorneys specialize in guiding applicants through this complex process. They can help you gather the necessary documents, complete the forms accurately, and navigate any unexpected hurdles. Investing in legal representation can significantly increase your chances of success and alleviate the stress associated with this lengthy process. Their experience in dealing with USCIS procedures and policies is invaluable, providing expertise in anticipating and addressing potential obstacles. They can also represent you if your application faces scrutiny or denial, advocating for you and providing legal guidance at every step. The green card application process requires more than just paperwork. It demands patience, persistence, and attention to detail. With meticulous preparation, organized documentation, and potentially legal assistance, the dream of permanent residency can become a reality. The journey is challenging, but the reward, a new chapter in life, filled with opportunities and stability, is worth the effort. Remember, this is not just an application, it's the culmination of your journey, the final chapter you are writing to begin a new life. The meticulous preparation you've undertaken for your green card application culminates in the interview stage. This is not just a formality, it's a critical juncture where your carefully constructed narrative will be tested. The interview is your opportunity to solidify the impression you've meticulously crafted through your application documentation. Think of it as a conversation, albeit a formal one, where you can clarify any ambiguities, address potential concerns, and ultimately convince the USCIS officer of your eligibility for permanent residency. Preparation is key. The interview is not the time to improvise. It's the time to demonstrate the same level of meticulousness and organization that characterized your application. Begin by anticipating the types of questions you might encounter. While the specific questions will vary depending on your individual circumstances and the type of green card you're applying for, some common themes emerge. Expect questions about your personal history, your reasons for seeking permanent residency in the United States, your ties to your home country, and your plans for the future. For instance, if your application is based on family sponsorship, expect detailed questions about your relationship with your sponsor. Be prepared to discuss the length and nature of your relationship, providing specific examples to illustrate your connection. The USCIS officer may delve into the details of your life together, seeking evidence of a genuine and ongoing relationship. Similarly, if your application is employment-based, be ready to discuss your professional background in detail. You should be prepared to articulate your skills and experience, providing specific examples of your accomplishments and contributions to your field. The officer will likely assess your qualifications against the requirements of your job offer and the overall needs of the U.S. labor market. No matter the basis of your application, be prepared to answer questions about your personal history, including your travel history, past residences, and any previous interactions with law enforcement. Accuracy is paramount here. Any inconsistencies or omissions can raise red flags and cast doubt on your credibility. Remember, the USCIS officer is assessing not only your eligibility, but also your trustworthiness and your commitment to adhering to U.S. laws and regulations. Beyond anticipating questions, it's crucial to prepare your responses. Practice articulating your answers clearly and concisely, avoiding ambiguity or hesitation. Rehearse your answers aloud, focusing on delivering them with confidence and clarity. Consider role-playing with a friend or family member to simulate the interview environment and refine your responses. This preparation will help you maintain composure and project confidence during the actual interview. Honesty is paramount. Any attempt to mislead or withhold information will almost certainly lead to a denial of your application. The USCIS has access to extensive databases and investigative resources. Any falsehoods will likely be discovered, resulting in serious consequences. Your honesty and transparency will demonstrate your integrity and increase the likelihood of a favorable outcome. While nerves are natural, honesty and transparency are your most potent tools. In addition to verbal preparation, ensure you bring all necessary documentation to the interview. This includes original documents and copies of everything submitted in your application. Having readily accessible copies can save time and ensure a smooth interview flow. A well-organized binder or portfolio containing all relevant documents can project professionalism and demonstrate your meticulousness. Remember to bring your passport, any previous visas, and other identity documents, as well as any supporting documentation relevant to your specific case. Beyond the documentation, consider your attire and demeanor. Present yourself professionally, dressing in neat and appropriate clothing. Maintain eye contact with the officer, demonstrating respect and attentiveness. Answer questions directly and honestly, avoiding unnecessary elaboration or defensiveness. If you don't understand a question, don't hesitate to ask for clarification. Remember, the officer is evaluating not just your answers, but also your overall presentation and demeanor. A common misconception is that the interview is a purely adversarial process. However, it's more accurately characterized as an assessment. The officer's role is to determine whether you meet the requirements for a green card. By demonstrating your preparedness, your honesty, and your understanding of the process, you can transform the interview from a potential obstacle into an opportunity to further solidify your case. Many successful applicants attribute their positive experiences to thorough preparation and calm, confident demeanor. They emphasize the importance of being organized, presenting their evidence clearly, and answering questions honestly and directly. They recount preparing answers to potential questions and practicing these answers aloud until they felt comfortable and confident. These successful stories underscore the value of preparation in navigating this critical step in the green card process. Remember, the interview is the culmination of your efforts. It is a chance to reinforce the narrative you've carefully built through your application. You've meticulously gathered evidence, completed complex forms, and patiently waited for this moment. By combining meticulous preparation with honesty, confidence, and clear communication, you will substantially increase your chances of a positive outcome. The interview may be daunting, but with the right preparation, it can be another milestone on your journey toward permanent residency. The importance of seeking legal counsel cannot be overstated. An experienced immigration attorney can provide invaluable assistance throughout the entire process, from preparing your application to representing you at the interview. They understand the nuances of immigration law, can identify potential issues, and can advocate for your best interests if any complications arise. The cost of legal representation is an investment in your success and can significantly reduce stress and uncertainty during this challenging process. The support and guidance of a legal professional can be the difference between a successful outcome and a frustrating delay or denial. This is your moment to demonstrate that you have followed the law, met all requirements, and are deserving of permanent residency in the United States. Your meticulously assembled documentation is a powerful tool, but it is the combination of preparation, confidence, and clear communication that will ultimately seal the deal. The green card interview is not the end of the journey, but rather a crucial milestone, a pivotal step towards achieving your dream. Remember, every step taken with preparation and precision brings you closer to your goal. The journey has been long, but the culmination is within reach. The successful navigation of the green card interview marks a significant step, but for some, the journey doesn't end there. A conditional green card represents a temporary form of permanent residency, a bridge to full unrestricted status. Understanding the nuances of this conditional residency is crucial for those who find themselves holding this particular document. A conditional green card is issued under specific circumstances, most notably in cases of marriage to a U.S. citizen. If you marry a U.S. citizen and subsequently receive a green card, it's likely to come with a 2-year condition. This condition reflects a measure implemented by the USCIS to ensure the legitimacy of the marriage and to safeguard against fraudulent relationships solely intended to secure immigration benefits. The 2-year period allows the USCIS to assess the bona fides of the union and determine if the marriage is genuine. The conditional nature of the green card means that after 2 years, you must take proactive steps to remove the conditions and obtain a permanent, unconditional green card. Failure to do so will result in the expiration of your conditional status and potential deportation. This process involves filing Form I-751, petition to remove conditions on residence, with the USCIS within the 90-day period before the expiration of your conditional green card. Procrastination is not an option. Missing this deadline can have dire consequences. Form I-751 requires a substantial amount of documentation to substantiate the continued validity of the marriage. This evidence goes far beyond simply stating you're still married. The USCIS will scrutinize your submission, looking for concrete proof of a genuine and ongoing marital relationship. This evidence can include joint bank accounts, joint tax returns, photographs depicting significant life events, lease agreements or mortgage documents showing joint ownership, insurance policies listing both spouses as beneficiaries, and even letters from friends and family attesting to the authenticity of your relationship. The more comprehensive and compelling your evidence, the stronger your case. Think of this documentation as a visual narrative of your life together, providing tangible evidence of your commitment and shared experiences. A simple statement of, "We're still married," is inadequate. The USCIS needs to see the evidence that underpins that assertion. This requires meticulous organization and detailed record keeping throughout the 2-year conditional period. Start gathering this evidence early. Don't wait until the 90-day window opens to begin compiling your supporting documents. The more organized and comprehensive your submission, the smoother the process will be. Consider, for example, a couple who met online and married shortly after the spouse-to-be arrived in the U.S. Their Form I-751 would need to robustly counter any skepticism that the marriage was solely for immigration purposes. They might include evidence of extensive communication before the meeting, travel records showing visits to each other's families, shared financial records demonstrating joint expenses, and letters from family and friends who have witnessed the development and solidity of their relationship, vouching for the genuineness of their bond. The more detail, the better. Vague or generalized statements will not suffice. Conversely, a couple who has been together for many years before marrying and applying for a green card, and who already have a child together, might find the process simpler. Joint custody arrangements, birth certificates, school enrollment records, and photographs depicting their family life together would provide undeniable evidence of a genuine and long-standing relationship. However, even in these situations, a comprehensive approach remains crucial. Failing to include relevant supporting documents can delay the process or even lead to a denial. Beyond the marriage-based conditional green card, other situations may also lead to a conditional green card being issued. For instance, investors who have invested a significant amount of capital in a U.S. business may receive a conditional green card, subject to the success of their investment and the fulfillment of specific job creation requirements. In such cases, the removal of conditions involves demonstrating the success of the investment and the creation of the promised number of jobs. Detailed financial records, employment contracts, and tax returns will be crucial in supporting this application. Similarly, individuals granted conditional residency through a special immigrant visa may face conditions related to their specific circumstances. These conditions might vary depending on the nature of the visa and the individual's situation. For instance, a religious worker may need to prove continued employment within the religious organization that sponsored their immigration. This requires detailed employment records, letters of support from superiors, and evidence of continued active participation in the religious activities of the organization. The potential challenges in removing conditions are substantial. The USCIS maintains a rigorous process designed to detect fraudulent applications. Any indication of a sham marriage or an attempt to circumvent immigration laws will lead to a denial, potentially resulting in deportation. In the case of investment-based green cards, failure to meet the investment and job creation requirements will result in the removal of the conditional status. Therefore, seeking legal counsel is not merely advisable, it's essential. An experienced immigration attorney can guide you through the intricate process of preparing and filing Form I-751, ensuring that your application is comprehensive and error-free. They can help you gather the necessary documentation, anticipate potential challenges, and represent you effectively should any issues arise. The potential consequences of a poorly prepared or incomplete application are far too significant to risk navigating this crucial step without professional assistance. The removal of conditions on your green card is not a mere formality. It's a vital stage in your journey toward permanent residency in the United States. It requires meticulous preparation, unwavering honesty, and the strategic presentation of compelling evidence. With careful planning, thorough documentation, and the guidance of experienced legal counsel, you can successfully navigate this stage and secure your permanent residency, realizing the culmination of your arduous journey. Remember, the successful completion of this process is not just a bureaucratic hurdle. It's a testament to your commitment to building a life in the United States and fulfilling the promise of your conditional green card. This is the final stretch. Make sure you cross the finish line with confidence. The seemingly straightforward path to a green card often encounters unforeseen detours. While meticulous preparation can mitigate many risks, delays and complications are not uncommon. Understanding these potential hurdles and proactively addressing them is crucial for a successful outcome. One of the most frequent sources of frustration is the sheer processing time. The USCIS, burdened with a large volume of applications, often experiences significant backlogs, leading to delays that can stretch for months, even years. This waiting period can be agonizing, particularly for those whose lives are on hold pending the decision. During this time, maintaining patience and avoiding impulsive actions is critical. Repeated inquiries to the USCIS can sometimes be counterproductive, potentially slowing down the process further. It's better to allow the system to function according to its schedule while staying informed of its progress, perhaps through online tracking tools. Another common complication stems from incomplete or insufficient documentation. Even with the best intentions, applicants may inadvertently omit crucial information or submit documents that lack the necessary clarity or substantiation. A seemingly minor oversight, like a missing date or an unclear signature, could trigger a request for further evidence, delaying the process significantly. This is where the value of professional legal assistance becomes apparent. An experienced immigration attorney can review your application thoroughly, identifying potential weaknesses and ensuring compliance with all requirements before submission, thereby minimizing the risk of delays due to procedural errors. The request for evidence, RFE, is a familiar predicament in many green card applications. An RFE signifies that the USCIS requires additional information or documentation to make a decision. While receiving an RFE can be unsettling, it's not necessarily a negative sign. It merely indicates that the USCIS needs further clarification or substantiation. The key here is to respond promptly and completely to the RFE, providing all the requested documents, along with any additional evidence that might support your case. A well-crafted response, backed by robust documentation, can significantly improve your chances of a positive outcome. Again, legal counsel can prove invaluable in preparing a thorough and persuasive response to an RFE, effectively addressing the USCIS's concerns and increasing the likelihood of a favorable decision. Sometimes, despite meticulous preparation and a comprehensive application, the USCIS may issue a denial. This is undoubtedly disheartening, but it doesn't necessarily signal the end of the road. The immigration system allows for appeals, and a well-founded appeal, supported by strong legal arguments and compelling evidence, can overturn a negative decision. The process of appealing a denial is complex and requires a deep understanding of immigration law and procedures. An attorney specializing in immigration appeals can guide you through this challenging process, crafting a compelling appeal that highlights the errors made by the USCIS and presents new evidence or arguments that were not previously considered. Navigating this appeal process without professional legal assistance is strongly discouraged due to the intricate legal complexities involved. Bureaucratic hurdles are an inherent aspect of the immigration system. Delays caused by administrative inefficiencies or unforeseen circumstances within the USCIS are frustrating but often unavoidable. It's essential to remain patient and persistent, keeping meticulous records of all communications and interactions with the USCIS. This documentation will be invaluable if you need to address any issues that might arise from administrative delays or inconsistencies. In situations involving exceptionally long delays or blatant procedural errors, contacting your elected representatives or seeking assistance from immigration advocacy groups might expedite the process. These organizations can sometimes leverage their influence to facilitate communication and resolution of issues within the USCIS. Consider the case of Maria, a skilled nurse who applied for a green card through her employer's sponsorship. Her application was initially delayed due to a clerical error within the company's HR department. Maria's attorney promptly identified the error and worked with the HR department to rectify it, ultimately preventing a major setback in her application process. The meticulous record-keeping that Maria and her attorney maintained proved indispensable when addressing delays related to the subsequent RFE. Conversely, let's examine the experience of David, an entrepreneur who sought a green card through an investment visa. His application was initially denied due to a minor discrepancy in his financial documentation. Instead of accepting the denial, David immediately engaged legal counsel. His attorney successfully appealed the decision, presenting additional financial documents and clearly articulating the reasons for the discrepancy, successfully overturning the initial denial and securing his green card. These examples underscore the importance of professional legal guidance in overcoming setbacks and ensuring a positive outcome despite unexpected obstacles. Navigating the immigration system effectively requires not only careful planning and thorough documentation, but also the strategic guidance of an experienced legal professional who can advocate on your behalf and help you overcome unforeseen complications. The financial implications of delays and complications can also be substantial. Prolonged processing times can result in increased legal fees, additional living expenses, and lost income opportunities. This is especially true for applicants who are unable to work legally while their applications are pending. Therefore, careful financial planning and budgeting are essential in preparing for the potential costs associated with delays and complications during the green card application process. Again, having access to competent legal representation is invaluable, as an attorney can help you navigate the process efficiently, minimizing unnecessary expenses and delays. In conclusion, while the journey towards a green card is undeniably challenging, it is not insurmountable. Proactive planning, meticulous documentation, and the timely intervention of qualified legal counsel can significantly reduce the risk of delays and complications. Understanding potential hurdles, such as processing times, incomplete applications, RFEs, denials, bureaucratic snags, and financial implications, empowers you to effectively address these challenges and navigate the complexities of the immigration system with increased confidence. The successful acquisition of a green card hinges not only on satisfying the regulatory requirements, but also on navigating the practical realities of the application process, including its inherent inefficiencies and potential setbacks. Preparing for these challenges and having the right support system, including legal representation, drastically enhances your chances of achieving your immigration goals. This is more than simply an application. It's the culmination of a significant life decision, deserving of professional support and careful attention to detail.
Like and subscribe to support the channel. Donations welcome.